Welcome to the show, everyone, and today's video will be a bit a shorter update because there's a lot of things that I've been busy with, but usually don't forget to hit the record, but sometimes I do. Yeah, and there's mosquitoes now outside as well. God dang it. Well, but anyway, enough of that. Let me tell you what I've actually been thinking about or what's been going on. Let's start from thing number one, which is in a random order, but so it comes. Thing number one of these three engines, and I believe this one will end up in there on that blue truck, because I won't say what exactly I think this guy, which you can't see really, but you can see the other side. Basically, it's under the tarp and it's free, it's not locked up, but in order to swap the engine, first we're gonna have to do some work with that thing to yank it out, which shouldn't be a bit of a problem, but not 100% sure if we're going to use any of these engines at all. But the real thing that really bothers me is that how I'm going to lift that engine out. I'm not going to use a tree stump or a tree branch, because all the trees here, they won't stand against 200 kilos. No, Jose, that's not gonna work. So I may have to actually think about a certain contraption, get that engine yanked out. But if I can get that thing moving before this year ends, that'll be just great. And you know what? Another great video. And thing number two, gardening. Now, here's some Eurasian pine trees, which in 3 years' time will be going to big guys, and they will be about, well, this tall or even taller. And then I may plant them somewhere here, or I will find a place to plant them. And well, this kind of is like was a test. I've done this before, but right now they will be staying in these pots, and at some point I'm going to put them in a larger pot and it will be great. Ow, mosquitoes. Ugh, hate these buggers. So on the gardening update, cucumbers, already getting cucumbers from these guys. Tomatoes, not yet, but I'm getting there. So the greenhouse itself is not maybe the greatest here, but I don't know, it seems to work, and yeah, great job on that. So let me show you how the other garden is doing. If people remember when I did the first gardening, here's the all the potatoes I have. There's some onions, there's some other bits and pieces, sweet peas, and also some of these not oats, they're called beans. Yeah, beans and garlic, they're doing great as well. And also raspberries, and also some of these pear trees have fruits on them, which I haven't seen since I planted them. And not those guys over there, those are apple trees. And I would say it's doing fine after all this mess got cleaned up. And let me show you what else I have installed. Here's some super moms gardening or flower bed. Basically, I believe these ones here, those are, I believe, I don't know the name of that plant, but I'll post it in the video. Here are some, this one I don't know how to spell, but they have like, these are actually like from my neighbor who actually bred this guy, or had these bred over the years. And these actually are really the ones that have this really red top. So yeah, great as always. Now the second flower bed is also doing fine. I mean, it looks clean. Super mom cleaned it. That's her job to do. I wouldn't even know what is what here. She knows. And the third flower bed is doing great as well. So basically, hopefully this is also looking really nice. Like, I like this one. And the fourth one over there, it's not wilderness, but it's just mostly conifer trees now that I've taken over. But this here, this is really great. And to show you off the other things, let me get to the the epic wood pile, which I've been talking about for a lot. And the wood pile has gotten smaller because that over there is a part of that what used to be just stumps and logs. Now it's much smaller. All that is left is spruce, there's some small oak, and then whatever is under the tarp needs to go as well. Part of it will probably go to a friend who needs firewood anyway, so I'll see if I have all my stacks full. Whatever is left over there will go to a good cause. That's the main thing. But it's actually getting to a point where I think I'll be able, I mean, doing this off screen mostly, and yeah, it's actually getting smaller, but it's a day's worth of work to get this once, you know, pile. I don't have industrial splitter, and that actually is a bit of a downside. And working alone, it's hard labor. I'm not gonna lie, not easy. But I'm going to tell you also that field over, hopefully I can get it mowed myself this year, because I have this guy over here, the sickle bar mower, which is right now in a bit of a sad state, but it's not terrible. It just needs a lot of fine work, but I don't know when I'm going to get there. Like I said, I'm going to actually work for a while, so basically videos might be a bit erratical and, you know, not on schedule. They're usually not on schedule during the summertime anyway, but hopefully I can get certain things finished. There's a few things I can't finish because I don't have the parts. They're still somewhere, but they haven't arrived on my doorstep yet. And then there's the thing that once, you know, your work, my work day starts from 8 a.m. and ends on 5 p.m. So basically it only leaves me the evening to work, and when I'm too tired, all I do is just eat, sleep, and that's about it. But that doesn't mean that there isn't things that I couldn't do on the meanwhile. You know, there's a part 2 video of that 400 series Pillars tractors, which is now so far that I can actually put the video together, and thanks to all my viewers who sent me, you know, shared some valuable information and their machines, now I can actually start thinking about what I'm going to do next. So usually at this point, I think it's just what it is. Summertime isn't, you know, the greatest to make videos, but some people make it. I just can't put one video together because of some parts which are, you know, kind of missing in the postal service, and well, there's no sense of putting a half-finished video out without, you know, ending it properly. So those who are content creators, you know. So anyway, that's would be it. I mean, smallish update, but that's kind of what you can expect. And don't be surprised when you see me in some other videos doing some funky stuff, so be sure to look out for that. Anyway, thanks for coming by, and see you all soon.